Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we have college football picks for you for Saturday, October 11th. And I have a new mic. I hope that it's recording. It's lit up. It's blue. Looks beautiful. And yeah, we'll see how the audio is. Hopefully it's better than it normally is. I posted this on the free picks. Basically, if you want to get VIP this weekend, use promo code 50. The first 50 of you to do it get 50% off. So we already had 20 of you use promo code NUKE. That was 70% off. That's sold out. 50% off will sell out too. So you're best off not waiting, taking action. You get a full week. So you get this weekend. You get picks from Friday to Friday, basically. You'll get part of next week as well. So my first free pick, I'm going all in, man. Saturdays have been good to us. College football has been good to us. NFL has been, it was really good, and then it became really bad. So I own my losses. I want to be clear. I'm not sitting up here pretending that I am undefeated. I lose some and I win some. Over the long term, I always profit. But football has been rough, bro. It's been rough on a lot of sharp bettors. Really, the only people that I see that are saying that they've been doing well with football or with NFL are people that are just dumb and making dumb plays, and it's working for them, but it's not going to work long term. So Saturday, college football, Texas Tech, -6.5 over Kansas. I think Tech covers their regular line. I think they even win by over 21 points again. I think they've won every game by more than 21. I don't think Kansas is going to be the team that puts up points on this Tech defense. We'll see how the Tech offense does in the red zone. That's their one weakness, in my opinion, is red zone efficiency. Can they score touchdowns when they're inside the 5, inside the 10, inside the 15? Yeah, they can throw the ball downfield and get long passes for touchdowns. Yeah, their running backs can break away and get long touchdowns, but can they pound the rock for 3 yards in a cloud of dust? They don't really have a big power running back, and I don't know that they can pass in traffic. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I hope that they prove me wrong, but that is definitely a red flag for me. I have a big futures bet on Texas Tech, so I'm like really looking at them closely. They'll be fine with Kansas, but in the college football playoff, I think what will eliminate them is just their red zone efficiency. And I love their running backs, but they just need a big power back, honestly. Pick number 2, Oregon. I'm going to get back to this Oregon game here in a second with my next pick, but I think Oregon covers against Indiana no problem at home. There's levels to the Big Ten. Indiana is definitely in that second tier. They're definitely a playoff team, but Oregon and Ohio State are on a tier of their own, in my opinion. Next up, Iowa State over Colorado. I think Iowa State will lose to Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game. I think Iowa State is the second best team in the Big 12. Therefore, I don't think they'll have any problem with Colorado like we saw last week with TCU. Kind of had trouble with Colorado before they pulled away at the end of that game. Ohio State, this is the biggest plus money pick on this parlay. Ohio State -20.5. I mentioned previously that I think there's tiers with Indiana and Oregon being on separate levels. Ohio State I have up there with Oregon. I think Ohio State and Oregon will play for the Big Ten championship. And to me, I don't know who's going to win that game. I'm going to watch and see. That's not a game that I'm like too confident in either side. But we do know that Indiana played Illinois. Indiana smoked Illinois, okay? So if I'm going to come out and say that Oregon is going to dominate Indiana by over 7 points, win by 2 possessions, then I think it's almost automatic that Ohio State would smoke Illinois. We know that Ohio State and Oregon are somewhat on similar levels. So if we know that Ohio State is equal to Oregon, this is like a math problem. This is like just basic algebra. If Ohio State is equal to Oregon and Oregon is more than 7 points greater than Indiana, and we know that Indiana beat Illinois by over 40 points, therefore Ohio State equals 40 points better than Illinois. So it doesn't always work out that way, obviously, but what I'm explaining to you is the correlation between picking Oregon -7 and Ohio State -20.5. Now, it could be opposite. I could be wrong, right? What if Indiana is just on another level from Oregon and Ohio State? well, then Indiana will win that game, causing the Oregon bet to lose. And then Ohio State might have trouble with Illinois and only beat them by 7. So I think it's the other way around. I think Ohio State and Oregon are better than Indiana, and we know Indiana's way better than Illinois. So that's my Big Ten correlated parlay. Bet Oregon and Ohio State together. See what happens. I'm pretty confident it's going to win. And then I have Washington over Rutgers. That's a Friday night pick. So if you can get it in, get it in. But it's really not going to make a big impact on this bet. It'll still be a 10x return on investment if you just do these first 4 legs, the Big 12 and Big 10 legs. So this is my most confident parlay. I actually just ranted on it. I should have pulled this screen up and then ranted. But yeah, basically the idea is we know that Indiana is way better than Illinois. So let's just pretend that Indiana and Illinois aren't as good as advertised. Well, then Ohio State and Oregon should run through both of them. I just don't see a world where Illinois gets smoked by Indiana and then is competitive with Ohio State. I don't think Illinois is going to beat Ohio State. So give me Ohio State minus 2.5. Give me Oregon minus 2.5. Now you'll see on my screen, you'll see alt lines. So often I've been getting comments in the comment section where people are like, my book doesn't have those lines. Those lines aren't up anymore. Guys, they're alt lines. That means I manually go in and I select the lines. The payout obviously moves as I move the line, but it's just another advantage that we have. It's another tool, another resource for us. So you need to get this site, onyxodds.com. The promo code is Cody, which is my first name. So promo code Cody, onyxodds.com. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. It's legal in almost every single state. So the only states that it's really not legal in is like Nevada, New York, states that already have DraftKings. So if you have DraftKings Sportsbook, you can use DraftKings Sportsbook. If your state doesn't have DraftKings Sportsbook, then it will have Onyx Odds. It's a website, so you can use it on your mobile device. I always use it on my phone. When I make these YouTube videos, sometimes I pull up the website like you see right here. I don't think anyone's actually using the website on their computer, though. That'd be a little... I think it's rare. I only do it because I'm making YouTube vids for y'all. But yeah, you can use it on your phone. So a lot of people are like, oh, they don't have an app. It really doesn't matter. They're going to get an app soon, but which is great. But it really doesn't matter. You just use your Google Chrome or your Safari app and whatever web browser you prefer, just use that and then go to onyxodds.com. So I'll put a link in the pinned comment of this video. This is the play I'd put big money on. I had a guy, and I love him. Shout out to you, Texas A&M Aggie. He's actually a student at A&M. Shout out to the Aggies. But he was like, I put 100 on your long shot and 25 on your safe bets. And I love him, so of course it's all love. I'm not going to scold him or anything. But I'm calling him out because I'm like, man, you're doing it backwards, bro. Put 100 on these safe ones right here and then put 10 on that long shot or 25 on that long shot. Y'all can do whatever y'all want, okay? It's your life, your money. I'm just saying, I feel like put more money on the safer stuff. But hey, we all got our own situations. We all have our own goals in this. So I really try not to tell people how much money. I tell people how I'm doing it. But yeah, I'm doing flat amounts, 10 grand a pop, and I'm just trying to grow this thing to $1 million. We've had a good run, and then we had some setbacks in the NFL. But I'm really looking forward to going hard in college football. So if you guys aren't on VIP, make sure that you get on VIP. If you go to my Winnable, which I'll also put in the link in the description, use promo code 50, just 50 right here on the 1 week pass. Normally $97, you get it half off, so you get it for like $45 or something like that. I did the math wrong, like $48. But yeah, use promo code 50. First 50 people get 50% off. So pretty sweet deal. That's all I've got for y'all. Good luck. Take Ohio State, take Oregon, and let's make some money.